Hello. So, um, today we're actually gonna be doing something slightly different. I typically go on like weird tangents all over the place on like what I want to do in this world. Oh, hey, look, that's a water dimple. Anyways, oh, and another. Oh yeah, that's one I found last time. So typically I go on like tangents like that, but today, well, that might still happen. Wait a minute. My headset's not on. Oopsies. Oh, and someone suggested I turn down the music. So I'm gonna go there. Okay. So yeah, here's the thing. I went on a trip to go to a family function. Because my grandpa had passed away. It we had put it off. So he passed away back in like November. Um, but that's what I did this weekend. It was very emotional. I'm glad that I went and I was able to be there for my Grammy. But yeah, no, that's why I did a whole bunch of pre-recorded stuff. This is the first non-pre-recorded thing in a very long time. Oh no! Oh, a stick though. Hello there, dolphin. Oh yeah, these cod, they're all cooked cod. Okay. I'm glad I was able to figure out what kind of cod they were. They're cooked cod. So yeah, I I was figuring all that out and working through those emotions. Ooh, I wonder if we have a woodland mansion over here. Every time I see one of these forests, I have to ask myself if we have a woodland mansion. um, but yeah, no. There was a few funny stories that happened, and I am excited to tell you those. And by a few, I mean two. There's two funny stories from that weekend. All right. The first one is going to tell you a lot about me. I sleep talk, like I talk in my sleep, and my sister my sister and I, we were sharing a room because there was not a lot of rooms in our Airbnb. And so I had gone to bed the very first night because I was exhausted. I had been traveling all day and I wanted to get some shut eye. So I went to bed early, thinking that she was probably going to snore if I didn't. And that was a good call. She apparently snores. Uh, I will not tell you which sister this was. But yeah, she came in later after I had gone to sleep, and apparently when she came in, I started to giggle after I murmured something. All right, I giggled so much that I woke myself up. So I had said a joke in my sleep, and I had been so tickled by it that I woke myself up with my own joke, with my own laughter. Honestly, it was 10 out of 10. But that's not the only thing that happened. So later that same night, I had already gone, back to my deep sleep and all that. Um, that same night, uh, she accidentally knocks her bed against the wall when she decides to actually like lay back and try to sleep. And it was loud enough that it kind of woke me up. But I woke up with sass, so much sass. And my first words were, "No, no, no. Excuse me. I'm the rude one here. Please continue." Oh my gosh. And oh my goodness. I am so funny in my sleep. I am funnier in my sleep than I am awake, in my opinion. Because that was comedy gold right there. That was beautiful. But Then I was slightly awake, and we heard another sister go into the restroom, and I just kept talking about waterfalls. The walls for that Airbnb were like paper thin, but yeah. And then last thing for the sleep talking. All right, my my subconscious was aware that my sister was there, but it made up words for her to be saying, and it said like it made her say that like our other sister had come up with a problem for like distributing, I don't know, the people and their sleeping arrangements. That was useless information, and the problem has nothing to do with that kind of stuff. But it was just a way for my mind to cope with the fact that it just wanted to do math. Uh, I am a very big nerd. Um, and so I started thinking about this problem. Well, after I thought about it in my sleep, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. I'll share this with Erin. I started to talk in my sleep, explaining the math problem, and she gets confused. She's like, is he awake or is he asleep? And so she's testing the waters, just placating me, in that little like condescending like, yeah, uh-huh, mm-hmm, yeah, oh yeah, totally, that kind of situation. And I could hear her, and I got offended. So I got offended enough that I woke up and I chastised her for placating me, while I was just trying to explain the math that she clearly wanted me to do for her. And she looks at me all confused, and she's like, I never asked you to do math. Why are you telling me this? And I was like, no, no, you said, hey, this is the problem. This is what our sister came up with. I need you, I want you to figure this out. And it was like, did you not say that? She's like, no, no, I didn't. For anyone wondering what math problem it was a math problem that clearly I was not going to solve because no one in the math community has solved it. Um, it was 3x plus 1. The concept of the problem is that whenever you have an even number, you divide it by 2. And whenever you have an odd number, you multiply it by 3 and add 1. And the thing that they've discovered is whenever you do that, uh, there tends to be a time when it it gets to a point that every single number gets all the way down to 4, 2, 1. That pattern. 4 divided by 2 is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, 1 times 3 plus 1 is 4, and it keeps repeating like that. And people are wondering why. My thought process is that it actually has to do with the numbers that you're multiplying more than anything else. But that's just on me. I'm purposely avoiding this fire charge now, by the way. I don't need it. Perfect. Oh, that's fun. So yeah, that's the math I was doing, and I was explaining my thoughts that I had on it. And it was ridiculous. It was a lot of fun though. Anyways, the second funny story that happened, and I'm actually probably, okay. Once I check out this other forest, for Woodland Mansion, then I'll go home. See, I sound a little mushroom. Anyways, the other really funny thing that happened was my dad, he is preparing to go on a trip, and I keep warning him about pickpockets. And I had told him, hey, I noticed that he was wearing a jacket, keeping things in his jacket pockets. And I warned him. I was like, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. You're gonna get pickpocketed. And so he was just like, all right, you know what? If you can pickpocket me, I'll give you $100. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, yeah, absolutely. If you could take the keys and my credit card, I will give you $100. I was like, all right, bet. Um, I earned $100 that weekend. I have never pickpocketed anyone before, and this is now a skill that I have. I have to use it with responsibility. So obviously, I'm just going to use it on friends and family for my own personal gain. Like a good, responsible friend and or family member. So yeah, I had managed to steal them from right under his nose, and then he wanted to go to the car. And I was like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna need this." And his look of bewilderment was absolutely fantastic. He's like, "What is happening here?" I was like, "This is the keys that you wanted me to steal." And he's like, "Oh my goodness." And then I pulled out the debit card and he's like, "Oh no." And he turned to my mom and he's just like, "Well, we owe him $100." Yeah. And then he offered me another 100 if I could steal them again and then also put them back into his pockets without him noticing. And I never got to do that because he became extremely paranoid after that. He would keep his hands in his pockets. Um, he would keep an eye out for me specifically. My sister suggested that I conscript help, and I wanted to be fair about this. You know, I wanted to not have everyone against dad, but like it would have been funny. It would have been very funny. And if I could go back, I think I would have conscripted help, knowing the outcome of what happens. Because he just got extremely paranoid, and I was never able to actually get at him again. You know what? There we go. Okay. Oh, look, an azalea tree. I'm too lazy to dig this up. Do 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 do. All right. Perfect. No. Oopsies. Um, I don't think there's a woodland mansion over here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no woodland mansion. Like 80% sure. I should check over there, and I'm just gonna run to the edge of this forest over here for that left side. The moment that I can really only see spruce is the moment that I give up on that side. And that's very soon. So yeah, I talked in my sleep, and I was paid to pickpocket my father. So hopefully he doesn't get pickpocketed when he goes on his trip with my mom, but he probably will if he didn't learn the lesson. He did say he plans on having a different storage area for his stuff, which is good. That's probably best practice. Um, my suggestion to keep yourself from being pickpocketed is a don't keep everything in like your normal pockets, but rather like have something that you wear under your clothes or whatever. That's like a fanny pack. That's like tight to you. Um, and that way it's just very easy for you to keep everything under your clothes and hard to steal. Um, and yeah, don't make stupid choices. Speaking of, you know what? I learned a few things about traveling in Paris that I think you guys might be interested in, and these are the scams. the scams that I have learned. All right. So first things first, I think the most common one that anyone will have to like witness and experience firsthand is there's going to be people that walk around with clipboards asking you to donate. Apparently, the cause isn't even real. All right. They ask you to donate to a fake cause. And if you end up donating, cool, fantastic. However, however, that's not what they're aiming for. You see, they give you a clipboard. They hide the donation, so like they're just like, okay, yeah, they only ask for a signature, and then when they hand you the clipboard, they uncover the donation as if like they're just trying to steal your money as a donation, which you know what I can understand a little bit. I think I would do the same if I was having a lot of trouble raising money for a good cause. But that's not the case for them. That's not the case at all. What they had done was they had distracted you while you were trying to fill out this form and then realized that there was money involved and determining how much money you were going to donate. They're trying to distract you while someone else pickpockets you. Like that's their whole goal. That's what they were trying to do. I I was playing around with that, all right? I was like, all right, let's see how this goes. Because I didn't know about the pickpocketing part, but I let them entertain the idea that I was going to sign their petition. And so when they cut me off from going to the Louvre, I was just like, all right, tell me what you got. What's going on here? And it was like signing papers and raising money for like blind deaf kids or something like that. And I was like, wow, that's sad. There's like, yeah, we really need a lot of help. I was like, man, okay. And I signed and I gave them fake information. Um and then when they just like when they uncovered the donation, I without a single hesitation wrote a big fat zero in the donation spot. Handed them their pen and said, "Have a nice day." And they were speechless. They were just like, "What? What is going on here?" I was like, "Yeah, here you go." Oh, I loved it. It was amazing. Oh no. Another scam that happens in Paris is uh, there are artists who will ask to sketch you or take your picture. They're claiming that they're deeply inspired by something of your aesthetic. For me, it was my facial hair. Ooh, you know what? You know what? Fine, I'll cave. I'll take two of them. Will it be easier to just craft them later on? Probably. Oh, where's the gold block? Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Yeah, so they claim there's like, oh, I am so in love with your facial hair, um, which is honestly something that I've heard before, just because I'm a ginger. Um, and they asked to draw me, and I said, no, because while I would have said yes, but I was also trying to get into the Eiffel Tower. And I had tickets for not too long from then to go up into the Eiffel Tower. And I was like, sorry, I don't have time. And there's like, it's going to be real quick. It's going to be really, really quick. Don't worry. I was like, sorry, I just don't have the time. Uh, How about you meet me on the other end? He never met me. And now that I went back home and I looked up scams, and that was one of them. I was like, oh, okay. Well, good to know that that didn't happen. But what was going to happen was after he sketches you, he then insists that you buy it. Even though they're claiming to be deeply moved and wanting to draw you for their own benefit, they're going to insist that you buy it from them so that they can make some money. And you know what? I gotta respect that. You're an artist. You're trying your best. You're doing what you can. You gotta hustle. You gotta work the crowd. You gotta figure out how to get clients. Oh my gosh, this is massive. This is so big. What is happening here? Okay, there has to be a woodland mansion here, right? There just has to be. This is insane. Okay. Do 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 do. I don't care. I'm going for that waterway. But yeah, unless you actually want to pay for a self portrait, don't fall for it. Okay. Oh hey, there's a pillager outpost. Hi, pillager outpost. So yeah, there's a lot of artists in Paris, and a lot of them don't try to scam you, but several of them will. So it really all depends on how you want to spend your money. And you know what? If you're not easily peer pressured, it doesn't matter. Uh, a lot of the tactics that they have are peer pressure. So they try to uh make you feel uncomfortable enough to do what they're asking. All right. And it as a social construct, it works really really well. Don't get me wrong. Peer pressure is a fantastic way to try and force someone to do what you want. But don't do it. Don't do it. And if you oh, hello there. You know, I like the snow, but I don't have leather boots, so I don't want to die. All right. But yeah, if you don't fall for peer pressure easily, then you should be fine. But there was one last scam that I personally experienced that I think you should know about. And it also does focus on peer pressure and lying. Peer pressure and lying about culture. And that's something that I don't like. Um, uh, oh, wait, no, there's two other scams. You know what? I'll end on the lying one and I'll tell you the other one. So, this one is less of a scam and more of taking advantage of people's lack of awareness for their situation. And that is people that set up shops on like blankets in major walkways. So you'll find these at the Louvre, you'll find them at the Eiffel Tower, um, not really at Notre Dame, mainly because it's still being repaired. Um, but you can find them at places where there's going to be a lot of tourists, okay? So their whole thing is that they have the cheapest merchandise possible, all right? It's the stereotypical souvenir that you would buy at at Paris or in France. And it's like, oh yeah, this is the Eiffel Tower, a plastic version, or stuff like that. They're not great, and they're definitely overpriced, but they don't care about trying to actually sell them. I mean, they do if people want to buy it, but that's not their whole goal. You see, they set themselves up in this walkway for one simple purpose: you break it, you buy it. If you step on their stuff without realizing it because they put themselves in a precarious area and you didn't expect someone to make a stupid choice with their merchandise, then you have to pay for whatever you break. Now, that rule itself, I could totally understand. and even get behind. Yeah, if you break my wares, you have to buy it. Like that, understandable. But it's scummy. Like they know what they're doing. They know that they have created a situation that you're probably gonna step on their stuff anyways. So when you're walking in areas like that, just be mindful of where you're stepping, and you'll be fine. Which also means that you'll be more aware of anyone around you, and less likely to get pickpocketed. But just be mindful. Anyways, the last scam, which is the one I was going to tell you earlier, is I witnessed it at the Eiffel Tower. Okay, there was this African vendor. He was just chilling there, and he was looking for easy marks. Okay, people who would say yes. Uh, Definitely tourists. Okay, but his whole thing was that he would walk up to you and say, "Hey, I would like to give you this gift, and it's a part of my culture. It's a friendship bracelet." But he doesn't have the friendship bracelet. He insists on making it on your arm. All right, that's already a red flag. You can't really take it off at that point, right? Oh my gosh. I just wanted some. Okay. We don't attack me. This child is chasing me. No. Okay. This child's relentless. Um so yeah, he will ask for your hand, and he will try to make a bracelet on your wrist. Um and he'll be very forward about it. Really insisting that you allow him to make this bracelet. But if you do allow him to make the bracelet, he will insist that you buy it. And he's not alone. There are other people in the area who are also there that will try and insist that you buy it, because it's a group dynamic. When it's one on one, sure, it's easy to like argue the point and be like, yeah, no, you said this was a gift. I'm not gonna pay for a gift. But then when there's like five people surrounding you, it's really hard to say no. And I am the least biggest fan of this one, because it's just intimidation, really. It, when it like boils down to it, they're really just using their numbers to intimidate you into doing what they want. And that is the least classy way to steal from someone. Like that is so stupid, and I don't like it at all. Like it works, don't get me wrong, and that's why they do it, but I don't like it. I would prefer any other way of getting scammed to that one, and that's the one that actually got the closest to scamming me. um well, aside from the artist, because I think I actually would have paid for my own self-portrait, because I would want it. It would just be hard to transport it back, because I was walking everywhere. Um, oh yeah, if you ever want a good workout, walk in Paris. Like walk everywhere in Paris. You'll find yourself exploring random roadways just because all the buildings are beautiful, and just having a good time. And then you realize, oh wow, I've walked 40 miles over the span of 3 days. Maybe I should stop doing that. And then you go to the museum to have like a chill, relaxed day, but then you don't realize museums are like the number one cause of walking needlessly. So you tack on a few more miles, and you're just like, man, this was my rest day. That's rough. It was definitely a fun experience, and I do plan on going back. Um, Maybe not at the moment. I went just before all the riots started to happen. Not riots, protests. Yeah. I stand against a bad government. That mm-mm. But yeah, no. I showed up and left before all the protests started happening. But I did see like the wind up. So like when I was there, trash was starting to build up on certain areas, which I was confused by. I was like, is France normally this dirty? It's not, and now it makes sense. I was like, why are there so many garbage bags? Why are there so many discarded trees? Well, the trees are because, well, Christmas. And it's just a thing for people to get rid of their trees at a certain time of year. But the garbage was, I think, because of the protests. So, yeah, no, it was fantastic to experience. I loved that country, even though it's a lot of fun to make fun of, just because it's the meme. But yeah, no, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Don't get yourself scammed, all right? Be smart, stay cool. Yeah. I'm gonna steal this brewing stand. Okay, whoever the priest was, you're not a priest anymore. Oh my gosh! Prot 2? Alright. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that. Oh, wait a minute. Where's where's your lectern, buddy? Oh, hey, bread. Oh, wait a minute. Your lectern is probably here, I think. Yeah. See, I want the lectern. I take the lectern. Oh, look, it's nighttime. Why are you still employed? Is there a different lectern here? Okay. I'm stealing your bed, and then I'm going to go steal another lectern. Hold on a minute. Actually, you don't have to hold on a minute. I don't care what you do. You can do whatever the heck you want. Is there a lectern in this one? There shouldn't be. This isn't a lectern area. Ooh, okay. But where's the lectern's not in here, is it? No, but there is this. Good to know. See, if there's a second lectern, I want it. I really want it. Like more than anything else. Cause those are hard to come by. Where it's not in either of those. It's not in any of these. It's supposed to be in something like that. Alright. Obviously, I've been bamboozled. I don't know how you still have your profession because I stole it and never traded with you, but you know what? It is what it is. Okay? Whatever. Good riddance. Enjoy your life. Alright. So yeah, that was my experience in Paris. I outside of that had a great time. I loved being there. I would walk as much as I could just because it was beautiful to explore all the buildings. Like even the residential buildings usually had some sort of ornate architecture on it to make it look fancy. Just because they like art so much and that was phenomenal. And the Louvre, I'm not a huge fan of the Louvre, though the paintings were gorgeous. However, I will say The Louvre is 100% worth it. And that's not for any reason other than the fact that their ceilings are painted beautifully. And that is a forgotten portal, I think. Yeah, right over there. So I'm going to go over to that, get some free gold, and then whatever the heck's in the chest. Oh, that's fun. Oh, no, that's not a portal. I don't care about that. All right. Yeah, no. Literally, I would go to the Louvre again just to stare at the ceilings on the top floors. I would avoid all the other attractions, just go straight to there and stare up at the ceiling for hours. Those ceilings, immaculate. And like it's not just like, "Oh, wow, yeah, that's fancy." Like, no. The ceiling is literally a full mural. Like full on piece of art that was probably painted on there well over 100 years ago. Ooh, this is gonna have a lot of brewing stands. Hello, hello, hello. Get over here. We're gonna steal some professions today, people. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, no. 100% would suggest going to the Louvre. If only for the fact that the ceilings are fantastic. Literally any other reason, like, I don't need. The ceilings are my only reason. Okay. I'm gonna steal all your cauldrons. You're gonna be jobless. Goodbye. Oh, lectern. Hello. Oh, wait, I should probably. What would I trade out for that? Oh, you know what? I know exactly what I would trade out for that. All right. What? Hold on. Okay. I didn't think about this and I regret it. I probably should have done this before. That way I would actually have more books. But it is what it is. I should have taken the bookshelves from the other place. My bad, guys. My bad. Oh my goodness. More of these? More jobs to take? Man, you just got that one too. That's a shame. Well, it's mine now. Okay. No more jobs for you. They are all mine. Gonna take the jobs right here and gonna leave for mine. Oh, hello there, little priest. Goodbye, little priest. All right. Now, here's the thing, okay? I feel like every ounce of this world belongs to me. And that's in essence true. But also, it makes me feel like the bad guy. And that's also in essence true. This world was nice and peaceful before I showed up, and I'm causing more mayhem for these villagers than any zombie. Like they have the ability to protect themselves against zombies. All right. But I'm out here stealing their livelihoods. I feel like I'm in the wrong. But I'm not gonna stop, you know? Like, it feels awful, but I'm profiting. This is what capitalism's like, okay? Now, if this were real life, I would do that. But it's not. These are villagers. And now that I'm thinking about it, my mindset towards villagers is the mindset that people have towards consumers when they really just want profits. And that makes me feel so sad. How can you think that way about another person? Oh my gosh. Oh, look! Ice. And another thingamabobber for the water. For the water. Okay, well, yeah, that's a really unhealthy mindset to have about other people. Good thing villagers aren't other people. But yeah, no. This is why I don't like capitalism, guys. All right, there we go. And there we go. Okay, where's this chest? Here it is. That's not happening, but that will. I don't really need glistening melons either. Alright. It is what it is. We are off. Okay. But yeah. If that's how people view consumers, then man, capitalism sucks. Capitalism is, I think, the opposite of how I want to live my life, because I hold people in high regard and high value just because they're people. Like, no one deserves to be taken advantage of. No one deserves to have their rights stripped away just because you want to make a quick buck. But of course, that's not going to stop people in capitalism. They're just like, oh, you have the ability to make me some money? We're going to do that until you can't make me any more money. And then you're useless to me. Like, that's capitalism right there at its core. Now, you could argue, be like, hey, no, capitalism is about free trade and making sure that we have the ability to drive prices down, and it's really meant for the benefit of the consumer. And I have to retort, um, good capitalism, sure. Do you see that in America with all the monopolies? No. No, you don't. We were even taught in school monopolies are bad. I remember that lesson. I remember that lesson very well because I actually really liked the game Monopoly. I was like, aw. But then I understood what was going on. I was like, oh, yeah, that would suck. Um, and yet that's like literally all of America. We have like 2 or 3 major monopolies running everything. Oh, wow, another village. You know what? I'm not going to raid that one. I'm trying to get home. We're trying our best to get past this, okay? So yeah, I don't really like capitalism a whole lot. You're gonna learn a lot about my opinions on life and social structures. Yeah, capitalism is one that I think we could do without. Or at least the mindset of capitalism outside of a small business setting. Oh gosh. Big business setting, awful because they have the power to manipulate the masses and force people into their price gouging ways. Small time business, they're competing on a local level, creating the best product that they can for the best price that they can. And that I can respect. That, I think, is what capitalism is supposed to be. You know, you're making the best product you can for the best price you can. And it creates a lot of innovation and a lot of differences. And the capitalism that we have now, it quite literally stifles all innovation. It's like, no, this is the tried and true way to make money. This is what people want. This is what people get. They don't really want anything else. If anything, we're going to add a flash and a whistle. But it's in essence the exact same product. Nothing different. Just with our logo on it. And people go crazy for it. People do. People really go crazy for it. They're just like, oh my gosh, this is. If Nike sold soup, I believe people would be like, this is the Nike soup. Like, Like that's how insane this is. Like they would pay extra for brand name soup, right? And we do have brand name soups, but like they would pay extra, like $50 for Nike soup. When in reality, it's not much better than Campbell's or even Safeway Select. If you guys know what Safeway is, it's a grocery store. So that's like the grocery store brand. Hello there. Am I passing all these azalea trees on purpose? Yes. I don't really want to waste time sitting with them and then not getting to where I need to go. Plus, I have the ability to make more azalea trees and collect those leaves from those. So I'm not gonna open up my inventory to collect the leaves, let alone uh waste my time collecting the saplings because I already have some saplings and B I have moss blocks so I can just generate saplings. It's not worth it to me. Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, capitalism, my opinion sucks. Let me know what you think about capitalism. I would love to hear it. If you think differently about it and you do have counterpoints, I also would like to hear those. I do like to like expand and grow and learn other perspectives because that's what people should do. They shouldn't just like take one perspective and be like, "This is my ride or die." And then when they hear a good counter argument, they just shut it down because it's not exactly what they were thinking, and they're just like, "No." But in reality, like it's actually a good prospect to think about, and you should keep it in mind. Like that, I hate it when people do that. You know, like they get so closed minded, and I'm just sitting here being like, "Well, do you really know for sure? Like for sure, for sure." Are you sure that there's no other possible way that you could be going about this that could even be remotely better? Uh, and when I ask that question, there's a really obvious answer. It's yes, because we're not perfect. There's always a better way to do something, and someone else down the road may find it. It's just a matter of actually figuring that out and opening yourself up to dialogue so that you can learn and grow and become a better person. That's how we're supposed to progress as society, and I think we've actually shut that off. And if we're not going to progress as a society, then we're going to degress, and that's what I see in America. Sorry for making this very political. Um, I I get a little heated about this kind of topic, mainly because it frustrates me. It really does frustrate me. Uh, if this is not your cup of tea, let me know. I'll try to not have as many talks about this in the future. If this is your cup of tea, also let me know. And I can like put a disclaimer on an episode where it's like, warning, there is political discussion. It's like, warning, we talk about politics. Where am I? Oh yeah, I have a ways. Oh no. Are you kidding me right now? Gosh. I've been going the wrong way. Okay, well, I'm not gonna get distracted anymore. Straight line. Here we go. Do 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 do. Alright. Boop 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 boop. Clearly, this is going to work out. Okay. So yeah, what else is there to talk about? Well, I when I was on my trip, I thought of a few ideas. And by a few, I mean several. And they're all build ideas, all right? So I'm gonna list out a few, not all of them, but just a few of them. Let me know what you think, and I would love to, explore these possibilities with you guys. The first one uh, is for whenever I go insane. I've realized I have little bouts of insanity going on in this world where I get focused on myself and the fact that I am not actually talking to anyone. Like, I'm talking to you guys, but like, you're not literally here. You're potentially here in the future when this releases. And that's fine. That's totally fine. But I definitely go a little insane. So the first build I was thinking of was a stage for whenever I go insane to do whatever the heck I want. And it's probably going to be singing with a captive audience. Um, just because why not? I could sing songs poorly and in a Kermit voice just to release my insanity and get through that. And it could be entertaining. I don't know. But then I would also I would trap villagers and like skeletons, not skeletons, villagers and like creepers. Actually, you know what? Maybe no, villagers and creepers and Endermen in boats as my audience, and, and they just have to sit there listening to me sing and belt out everything going on. Oh, okay. Yeah, it would honestly be kind of funny. Not gonna lie. Uh, so that's a potential. And there's another one which is actually meant to be like a really cool build. Uh, it's it's a hourglass, like a really massive hourglass. Okay, and it's obviously not functional. Um, it would be interesting if I could figure out how to make a functional hourglass, but I don't know. Uh, I don't think that'll ever happen. At least not with the current items in Minecraft. There would have to be a lot. But with that being said, this hourglass would have two biomes in it. The bottom biome is probably like the biome that you see here, where it's like dirt and grass and flowers. Okay, maybe a tree, and then definitely like a villager house or a nice little cottage that I design that looks better than a villager house. Um, and a villager themselves living in there. That would be the bottom. And the top would have a desert where there's a lot of sand. And the sand would have started falling already. It would be partially covering the house and the ground, and then kind of like building up a little bit. And there would be like stained glass under some of the sand to make it look like it's actively in the fall position, but not moving. It's like, oh wow, what happened here? That's an hourglass stopped mid fall. That's so cool, right? I think it'd be cool. Ooh, are there books? Well, there's this. It's not a book, but it'll do. It'll do. And then the very top would it would just be a desert. I don't know if there'd be anything special about the desert because there's not really much to do in the desert. Um, if I want this to be like really massive, I could make it so that the desert had like a desert temple on the top. Um, like maybe the desert temple is like slowly being uncovered because the sand is falling through. I don't know. I really don't. But that would be my idea for that build. Let me know what you guys think. I hope that you like that. How long have I been recording? I lose track of things. Oh no. Okay. Hey guys, we're going to stop right here. We're not home yet, but it's also like 50 minutes. So that was a long time. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. Hope you have a lovely day. Bye bye.